Well, the misery continues as it's deja vu all over again. Celtics play the Heat in Boston in a game that is somewhat meaningful and lose, go down big, try to scramble late, can't quite do it. It's rinse and repeat. It's we've seen this in the 69 games the Celtics have played this season. I'd say a good 40 of them have followed this formula. It seems like maybe less because they don't have 40 losses. But okay, let's say that they have how many losses do the Celtics have on the year? 34. Let's say 25 of them have at least followed that same formula of go down, play like crap to start, go down, 15, 20, make a spirited comeback towards the end and fall short by, 5 to 10 points. And that's what we saw tonight. So we saw the other night against, or the other day, I should say, against Miami. And the Celtics had an opportunity with these two games against the Heat. We saw this, 2 weeks out from our schedule, saying that these were massive games. Play some games with turf toe and other games without it. He plays some games as turf toe, and he plays other games. He can't play other games because he's turf toe. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not making much sense, but nothing they're doing is. I just I'm at a loss for words. I feel like the Celtics perform the same way every night, and I feel like I'm doing the same show every night. We talked about this a little bit after the last game. I don't want these injuries to be an excuse for what they do in the offseason. Jackie McMullen, who is as plugged into the Celtics as anybody and has been for 30 some odd years, says that not only does she expect Brad Stevens to be back next year, but expects for him to have more control and more say over the roster. How you can reward a guy who's put together this type of effort coaching this year, who the guys on the team have clearly tuned out, and who 2 of the past 3 years has led your team to disappointing finishes. Yes, I'm including this year because I know it's going to be a disappointing finish. How that guy can get basically a promotion is beyond me. That just goes to show how fucked up the Celtics are. And Jason Tatum is another bad season away. If next year is a repeat of this year, he's asking for a trade. I can see it coming in the body language. I can see it coming in his personality. He's not going to stick around if he's not getting the help and the coaching that he wants. And frankly, I don't blame him. So those big off-season changes we're looking for, if Jackie McMullen is to be believed, and I don't see why she wouldn't. She's pretty spot on. Like I said, very plugged into the Celtics. Then there's not going to be any sort of moves this offseason that would indicate the team is self-aware enough to repair the damage that's been done and repair the damage that this season has caused. So yeah, it's a shame that they're at this point and that you can't look for them to win important games. You can't look for them to win unimportant games. They can lose on any given night to any given team, but they can't beat any team on any given night. They're not that type of team. So it's frustrating. The season, like you said, Leonard, is thank God almost over. But I have a feeling the offseason might be even worse. As bad as the season has been, keeping Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens and sort of doing a run it back thing would be even worse than the season because it's not going to change. Maybe their record next year would be slightly better. They have the way this roster is constituted, the coach they have and the management they have, that combination can't win you a championship, period. So any form of running it back is not with a championship in mind, and you're the Boston Celtics, so you need to be always thinking championship, not, hey, let's have a nice regular season and, lose in the postseason, but we did pretty well. Everybody's happy. You always need to be competing for a championship, and they're nowhere near competing for a championship right now. ESPN just put out their list of their futures, the best teams they think for the next 3 years. Celtics didn't even make the top 10. That shows you how far they've fallen in the eyes of analysts and executives around the league, and of how bad of a shape the team is in. And if ownership isn't paying any attention to this, and I fear they're not, you're going to see a very similar team next year and a similar dynamic, which is really a nightmare for Celtics fans. Because the sooner they go about trying to fix this problem, which is a big glaring problem, the better. And it's not on Danny Ainge, it's not on Brad Stevens, because they've shown what they're capable of. It's on ownership to say, sorry guys, but we got to give you your walking papers, and we got to bring in people who we think can help us win a championship here, and we just don't think you guys can do that anymore. Let's get into the box score of this game. Celtics lose 129 to 121. They fall to 35 and 34 on the season. The Miami Heat improved to 38 and 31. Miami looked really good. They shut the lights out in this game. Granted, the Celtics didn't defend the 3-point line particularly well, but Miami also did hit some hard shots. They were 16 of 30, which is 53% from three tonight. It's tough to beat a team when they do that. That being said, they did have 6 guys in double figures, 4 of their 5 starters, and the Celtics just didn't play good defense tonight, as they typically don't. And I don't want to hear injury excuses again. This team, if Rob Williams and Jaylen Brown played in this game, they still would have lost. Just as games when Rob Williams and Jaylen Brown played, they lost to worse teams than Miami. So no excuses. Starters tonight were Jason Tatum, Tristan Thompson, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Evan Fournier. Tatum was very good tonight. This has become now a scary trend. He plays well, the team loses. That's the sort of stuff that gets your all-star or star to want to leave. 39 minutes for Tatum, 12 of 21 from the floor, 5 of 8, from 3, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, steal, a block, 4 turnovers, a little bit too many, but 33 points for Tatum. Excellent game. He's got to be frustrated. What more do I have to do? I have regularly putting up 30. The team's losing. Tristan Thompson sucked in the starting lineup. He got abused by Bam Adebayo. 28 minutes for Thompson, 1 of 4 from the floor. Just 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 4 personal fouls, 2 points. He was really terrible. Bam Adebayo just bodied him, ate him up. Kemba Walker was excellent tonight. 38 minutes for Kemba, 14 of 27 from the floor, 4 of 11 from 3, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, and just 1 turnover for Kemba, 36 points for him. Really, if Tatum and Kemba are playing really well and the Celtics still weren't that competitive in this game, that's obviously a terrible sign. But we know about the Celtics' depth not being particularly good, and that's sort of what happens when your depth is so bad. Good job, Danny Ainge. Marcus Smart, 32 minutes, 4 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Not bad for Marcus, but nothing great at all. It's not like he played particularly strong defense tonight. 10 points for him. Evan Fournier was pretty good again in the starting lineup tonight. 36 minutes for him, 7 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 7 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. Just 1 turnover for Fournier. Celtics actually took pretty good care of the ball tonight. 11 turnovers, just 11, not bad at all. The Heat turned it over 14 times. So the Celtics won the turnover battle, and still the game was not as close as the final score indicated. On the bench, you didn't really get anything. Semi Ojeleye, just 2 minutes, no points. Grant Williams, 20 minutes, 5 points. Aaron Nesmith, his first game in a while where he wasn't really a big factor, 18 minutes and 6 points for Nesmith. Pritchard, 13 minutes, 7 points. And Carson Edwards, 13 minutes and 2 points. Jabari Parker, Luke Cornett, Taco Fall, Tremont Waters, and Romeo Langford, all DNP coaches' decisions. Romeo Langford continues to rack those up. As I told you, when he was playing big minutes, he can't shoot. His shot is broken. And now Brad Stevens figured it out. Should I be figuring things out, months before the coach? No. Should I be figuring things out months before the Celtics media? No. Well, yeah, maybe. That's the way the situation is. Again, Heat win 129-121, and the Celtics are in crap shape, but we will finish out the season strong with these post games. I've stuck with it this long. I'm not going to give up on doing the post games just because the Celtics are making it miserable to watch. And it is. It's like watching a really boring play or show every game. You know what the result's going to be. The Celtics aren't entertaining at all. But just 3 games left tomorrow at Cleveland at 8 o'clock. I'm actually going to the Red Sox tomorrow, so it'll be a late post game. So I'll watch the game recorded. At Minnesota is on Saturday, and Sunday is the last game of the season at New York. Those games are pretty much meaningless as the Celtics are firmly entrenched in that 7th spot in the play-in. So we'll see, and we'll see what happens. Thanks to everybody in the chat for being there. Leonard, Hitman, Hudson, I appreciate you guys, everybody watching live and after the fact. Remember, if you haven't already, to subscribe and like and comment. I will always comment back, and we'll be back with a new post-game tomorrow as the season, mercifully, thank God, comes to an end very soon. All right, see you, everybody.